Hey, what's up, everybody? You are now tuned into T. And it's your girl, Jazzy J.N.
Mike Diva.
And man, we got something to talk to you about, man. So, babe, let them know what video we are about to play them.
Man, this man, Joe Biden, son, Hunter Biden, talking to another white guy for the most part.
His lawyer.
And, he's some type of white dude. But, he's just kind of real. Man, you should watch it.
Watch this video, y'all. Y'all are not going to believe what's going on. But this is Hunter Biden using racial slurs in text messages. So I want y'all to let us know. Like, comment, subscribe. And I need everybody to share this video. The media is not sharing this video. They do not want people to know what's going on. But like he said, the apple doesn't fall far from the tree, y'all. Y'all need to make sure y'all share this.
Yeah.
Share this to anybody you know that voted for Joe Biden and Kamala Harris. Share this.
He says the N-word, man.
He says the N-word.
He says the N-word.
And one thing I will say,
I don't even say
I'm
the
a black
N-word like that.
I'm a black woman, and I've never texted the N-word to anybody. I've never had no reason to. So even if you black and you used it, would you feel comfortable with your president's son?
And then he get
using
in some gay type stuff too,
yeah,
man.
so he's a little weird.
There's some stuff going on, man.
Exactly. But we're gonna let y'all hear the video. Also make sure you go follow African Diaspora TV. We will have the full entire video linked below, y'all. So check this out, y'all. All right then. Peace.
Yeah, man.
Cover prior to this one. So old Jim Crow Joe, his son, Hunter Biden. You remember, when they talked about his laptop and he ended up being in a pawn shop and they were making a issue about that laptop, what's on that laptop, etc. Well, some text messages actually came out and everything that was in this particular laptop. And I will tell you this, always understand the apple does not fall too far from the tree. And we will show that in this story, so let's go ahead and get there. Now, we know Jim Crow Joe has always made a lot of racist statements. We don't need to go over his history of racism. And yet black folks went up there and strolled to the polls and sold polls and everything else that y'all was doing. But they said that the messages that was between Hunter Biden and Chicago-based lawyer George Mesires, it said it was saved on Biden's abandoned laptop. And they said the following month, Biden used a racial slur, the N-word in particular, in a bizarre, wide-ranging conversation with this lawyer. And the report was picked up by the Daily Mail and many others, Fox News and all the others. Let me tell you something. When I look at, because I had some, and I would say genius, and I'm using this as a sarcasm when I say genius, when I was talking about a particular story, why are you even reading that kind of publication? First and foremost, it's my job to read all publications because I need to make sure to know what any side is talking about, especially in relation to us here in America and us throughout the world. That's my job. Now, I know some of you in the black community, if it's only Democrat, that's the only thing you're going to listen to. You're not going to listen to nothing else outside of that. But when you're in news, you're going to have to look at everything, okay? So let's look at this weird text messages that was going back and forth. So let's put these text messages up. So the blue is Hunter Biden here. It says, where do you find unconditional love then, George, which is the attorney? Where do you? So the attorney responds, God loves unconditionally. Bo loves you unconditionally. Children are too young to understand what it means, but you will show them. They are ideals of unconditional love that serve as proxies. I don't have many. You, he says God, right? He says OMG, and he used the N-word. Now, this is Jim Crow Joe's son, okay? Using the N-word. Did you just, a fictional character from the imagination of a collective frightened, and my dead brother's unconditional love is what I should rely on, and my kids aren't children, George. So he responds, my parents' love was conditioned, right? So then Hunter Biden, Jim Crow Joe's son, tells another man that he told another man his private part as of late has been unconditional. He responds, that's why we are searching. He responds, for my private part, He said, and we will always be searching. Man, what kind of conversation is this? Here, Hunter Biden responds, it's big, well, whatever, George. They always find it, and I only love you because you're black. That man isn't black at all. So what is he talking about here? So he responds, it's so annoying when you interject with frivolity. He said, true that, and he used the N-word again, but I'm done my rant. He said, we will always be searching. He remembered that, saying that term again. And then as he sit here, to be serious for one more minute, my true and beautiful friend, the search is over when you finally realize that the unconditional love you give is the end of the search. The love we give without, and I think it cuts off right there. I've never had a conversation with no man in my whole life about my private part, about sizes, about anything. If you having a conversation with another man about his private part, I'm going to look at you as very suspect. I'm going to wonder, are you a part of the LGBT community? Are you closeted? Listen, there's a whole community for that now, okay? America has Pride Month, right? Most of the world talk about Pride Month. If you want to be part of Pride Month, you can do that. There's a whole community for you. You don't have to hide Hunter Biden and this other guy. It sounds like y'all got a, bussy relationship. So if you look at the next set of text messages, the guy says, the lawyer, there is zero coverage or pickup of the story, zip. They spent a ton of resources on it too for a year. He said, wow, thank you, Michael Cohen. Now, in other words, you're referring to Trump's lawyer, the one that would fix all his problems. That's why he called him Michael Cohen. He said, oh, and you too. How much money do I owe you? Because N-word, you better not be charging me Hennessy rates. Now, this is Jim Crow Joe's son. Now, if this was Eric Trump or Donald Trump Jr., what do you think the response would be from CNN, MSNBC, Roly Poly Martin, Joy Reid? What do you think the response would be? He says, that made me starve my coffee. He said, I just made that phrase up, by the way. He said, I should nag your lineage. Now, this is something